Oh, yes. See if it works the first time now, because sometimes it'll start a stream for nobody in a pocket dimension. I don't know why it does that. Oh, okay, it worked. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Greetings, salutations, good morning, good evening, good night. Tip your waitresses. Uday Nation. Thanks. Commissioner streams and videos are fire. Thank you. You are exceedingly smoking yourself for showing up and saying that it is a privilege and honor to be of service and to entertain every other day almost. It would be every day, but stuff gets in the way sometimes. What did I want to do here? What do I want to do? Use a cultural. I deleted it on accident. Have you ever played Tropical? No, I have not. Some of you mentioned Dispatch, which I hadn't heard of until probably this week or something. But I'm not really trying to get any new games. The only two games I bought this year was Civ 7 and Battlefield, because I just haven't been. It'd be like buying more games when I haven't finished a good amount of them. There's a lot of them I haven't finished yet. Oh, since I'm in the Persia. Let's do this. Some- Have you played Solid? I don't even know what that is. I am very unfamiliar with a lot of different things. Josh Johnson, appreciate you for showing up. I'm playing as Temujin. Have you played Solitaire? I'm not Stephen A. He was told to stop by ESPN or something for doing some solitaire partnership that has something to do with gambling. Told him to knock it off with that. He had a commercial that was AI created, and it's painfully AI, just bad, obviously bad AI. Couldn't even be bothered to make a set. Couldn't be bothered to show up in person. Terrible. And everyone, my friendly neighborhood friend, is here with me today, as he is
Huh? Oh,
dining on something
they can hear
scrumptious,
me?
probably. They should. It asked me a
Yo, what's
question.
up? What's up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
Are you familiar? Amplitude Studios 4X Games, they're working on Endless Legend 2 now. I've heard things. I wouldn't say I'm familiar. Hello to you too, Cola Dev, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Yeah, the Pistons currently number one, and we have, along with the second, if not best record in the NBA right now. Never thought I'd see the day.
Oh my God. Th th this is unrelated. Somebody brought up Monster Energy to prove that Shanks is stronger than Mihawk.
How,
Anyways,
how does
yeah.
Mon are they? Huh? Monster Energy.
That's the One Piece fandom. What do you want me to say? Oh, sorry, th those are Shanks fans.
Just out of, is there anything in there that
There's
looks
an
like
argument
Monster
apparently.
Energy?
Apparently, there's an argument, but I don't even care to look into it. I'll send you a video later. But yeah, back to NBA.
Even Joy Boy is starting to get shit on now.
For what?
It's said like they was talking about how because people were in the middle of shitting on Roger, but then some
As
others
they do.
started shitting on Joy Boy, and they said, I don't know why we're over here talking bad about Roger. He started the whole Great Pirate era, and he just got sick, couldn't do anything. Joy Boy is a fraud that didn't do shit and failed.
As far as we're aware, your fans are not into One Piece, are they?
No, so a good portion are. I haven't been doing a good job of posting or uploading consistently on the other channel, but that copyright strike messed things up, ruined my momentum.
What are we gonna do with you?
Do
You
you
haven't been
think
doing a good enough job teaching them.
they know a lot themselves already? Do you think Ben Wallace would make it in the league today?
I think
Well,
so.
yeah. You don't know who that is.
You don't know what I know.
Yeah, I think he would. Just look at Jalen Duren, but I say he's well on his way. He's progressing somewhat rapidly. His skill set and stuff may be better than Ben Wallace's sooner rather than later. I don't know if I much like this map. Yeah, that was a great game we saw yesterday. Of That's the type of game that should be on TV. It's one of the many reasons why I don't like these streaming deals they have, or with their new partnerships. A game like that and a good amount of people is it's like it trends, but then there's people who don't have access to it. Then they have to, just like you go and you put the viewers through a funnel of illegal streaming because of stuff like this. And that's an obvious game, I think, that should have just been there for people to see. Ah, Xavier the God, thank you for being a member. Do you have a favorite basketball game and a favorite NBA 2K? Is there teams you think that will never win an NBA championship in their
His favorite
franchise
2K is
history?
16.
So I say 19, but 16 close second.
Oh, never mind.
Cause that was the one we all were playing because that was free. Like that was our first introduction to it, is just getting into it. Um, Favorite basketball. So yeah, both of those. I say 19, but 19 itself, it was just the favorite of mediocre or marginal. Because I don't think 2K as a game has been what it should be for many, many years. Are there any teams you think that will never win an NBA championship in their franchise history? It's probably like Pelicans, Hornets. I know Pelicans just got through firing their coach, which I may make a video about that later on, or maybe later on, or I have to look at that other. There's a game coming tonight, Bucks and Lakers. LeBron is scheduled to come back, I think, against the Jazz, but then just seeing Giannis up against Luca, that'd be good. So I may have a video for that. So it's I'll be wondering if it's not with the way YouTube operates and how some things happen. I'd be questioning if it's smart to double or triple upload. That's the only reason to even stop it, because sometimes uploads will eat other uploads, or people won't get notified because this app is goes out of its way to punish some people. I've seen too many times now people leaving messages saying, I didn't even know you would upload. I didn't get a notification, and they have notifications on, just suppressing for no reason. Wow, James De La Cruz says, Stream East is good enough for LeBron. It's good enough for me. That's extra type of cheap. That's a different type of cheap right there. You got over $1 billion net worth and you're illegally streaming games. That is a point. I I I think I had it in the original draft for the that big video sequel rant one, where I put him when he was looking at it, and then people saw what he was looking at on there, but I'd be forgetting some things. Oh, should let me finish what I was doing. Xavier de God, appreciate you very much for the donation. Do you ever watch those one fan versus 10 haters videos? Uh, I mean, watch it occasionally. I just sparsely watch it. I never complete it, and enjoy it as something different, because it's not you getting somebody. You don't even have to be too smart, really, or that versed in basketball knowledge to do well against any of these, because the average fan is not smart. The average fan is casual. So beating a bunch of them it's still something to be said. He's like, okay, yeah, you can handle yourself in 10 different people coming at you a certain different way, but 9 times out of 10, or the majority of the time, if one finds themselves on a 1 versus 10 situation, most of these people aren't very well versed in the history of basketball, and it can make you look better than you actually are, or you could just be extremely good, but then you aren't really getting a proper challenge. If it was something like one YouTuber versus 10 other YouTubers, then and those 10 YouTubers define themselves as I stand this particular player, and then that YouTuber said, then it'd be like, okay, that'd be far more interesting to me. Because the player, like the playing field is far more level. Not a Pistons fan, but Ben Wallace is always my favorite player in that franchise. Yep, yep. The guys they have in those debates are YouTubers supposedly. Yeah, the individual that's the one, yeah, but are the 10 as well YouTubers? Because some of the ones I see, they're just randoms. They'll be they'll regard themselves as a super fan, but then you'll just be a super casual, really, because it's not their job necessarily to delve into the depths of the game to that extent as a YouTuber would, because that YouTuber, it's part of their profession. It's like anime fans, and if it's somebody that says, "Oh, my favorite anime," or somebody that's like, "My Hero Academia is my favorite anime," and then there'll be people who don't like My Hero Academia, then but those 10 people won't. They'll just be rehashing what they see other people say on Twitter or on social media. Some of them are probably haven't even finished the anime. And when I say my favorite, I mean that hypothetical person, not mine. I've yet to actually watch My Hero Academia. But then just by my saying that, there'll be those who they'll have a problem with it and say, "Oh, well, that's just hating if they do good stuff." I'm not saying you didn't do good and you didn't win, but I need a challenge. I kind of think of it essentially as you get one person at basketball. If you're a basketball, not even an NBA YouTuber, but a basketball YouTuber, so you practice basketball, you play basketball extensively. Depending on who that YouTuber is and how long they do it, chances are you will be significantly better than your average run of the mill person who walks across the street or anybody in your vicinity. So if you beat a bunch of them that pull up and then you say, I go up against 10 people and you beat them all clean, it's like you got 10 randoms. Now, if you get some people that's like adjacent to college basketball and all that, it'd be like, okay, yeah, now it's more interesting. I could lose this. Still, whoever does it is still solid win, though, if you manage to beat everybody, or most of them anyway. Who Day Nation? Do you think Cade will leave Detroit? Not if I have anything to say about it. Why would he do that? If he didn't want to leave during the worst period, I can't imagine why he'd want to now, unless the team isn't they're not making headway in the next few years of successfully building around him. But he doesn't seem to me the type that would just dip necessarily, at least not without some type of cause or something. Like it He doesn't. I want to say he isn't the type to leave at all. He seems to me like a one franchise guy. If he does leave, that would be absolutely devastating. It's been bad for too long here.
I There's a new movie in the works.
New movie for what?
Labubu movie is in the works.
I still don't even. I found out what that was 2 days ago because I kept hearing about it, but I don't know. I was like, I don't know what it. I don't care to look find out about it. That I just saw someone on a reel that I didn't click on of my own volition. Somebody was like, "Oh, look at my Labubu." I'm like, "That's what that is." I don't know if that. I still don't. I just saw the figurine or whatever they had on them. I don't. I still don't know what that is. Of course, they gonna make a movie. They make movies at anything. They're very unoriginal. Most of the stuff that just sequels, reboots, and remakes. And if it's not that, it's something that gets popular, and then they just copy it, and then they say, "Let's make a." Is there lore behind that? Is there even a what story is there to be made from something like that? I don't know. Peter Hausen, how are you doing? Yes, Glaze Cunningham indeed. Like I saw that dumb Toy Story teaser they put on there, and then Woody is just on there too, because the villain or the antagonist is supposed to be some touchpad type thing that's for a kid. So they're going to be talking about something that it would have been smarter for them to do in Toy Story 4, like elect just things involving just concerning kids and electrical devices and all of that. They're centered around touch pads and all that. Like that would have been a better thing to do then. But you wait to do it now, and Woody is just back for some reason, even though we saw him left, or like he left in the in 4. I'm sure they'll maybe. I mean, I hope they would explain why he's back, but they probably. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even care because we just in here to make money. There's no real point for this story anymore. Toy Story 5 isn't a bad idea. It's what we grew up with versus the J generation grew up with. I think it would have made better for it just being in Toy Story 4 rather than what we got with Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4 wasn't a bad movie, but it was just an unnecessary movie. It didn't really do anything. This plot would have made more sense if they had made this the plot for Toy Story 4. That spork shit in 4 is unnecessary, just pointless. Imagine getting replaced. You're a toy, you've been handcrafted, you've been made somewhere with precision, an older toy at that, back when they used to care more about the quality of toys and things. And you get replaced with a like a bisexual fork or something that can't decide what it wants to be. Am I a spoon or am I a fork? I don't know. Trash. I would take I would throw that out. Have a kid playing with that. It's like, what the hell I buy you all these toys for? You go play with garbage. You go play with plastic. They could have, and if that had been the plot of Toy Story 4, I wouldn't have minded if they had kept. I mean, I still would have because 3, but you can't wait that long between 2 and 3 and then do 3 and have it be as successful as it was and then not make it because then it's like, is this a. I just would have preferred it just didn't continue, period. But if you must go on, they did set it up enough in a way that you could have another movie. It's just a movie that would defeat the purpose of the previous one. But do it then. Now it just is. It's like too little, too late. I think Toy Story 4 was the Cars 2 tier Pixar. Hated Cars 2. I don't know what the hell they was doing with Cars 2. Cars 3, though, Cars 3 technically is better than Cars 1. Cars 1 gets over more because it being the first, but Cars 3, you can make an argument. And if somebody said Cars 3 is better than Cars 1, I say I would not argue you down. Cars 3 had more depth to it. Yeah, I'm buzzed. I'm pissed off getting replaced by arts and crafts. Yeah, I say to my kid, don't ask me about don't be bothering me for about your birthday or Christmas if you just go put some damn googly eyes on some plastic and then play with it. Like what's my job even for? What am I even here for? If we could just do that, I'm gonna just give you a bunch of those toys then. Cars 3 is easily A tier. Yes, yes. I'd go Cars 3, Cars 1, and Cars 2. Respectable, respectable, John Johnson. Ayo Kamish. Hello to you, King Jinzo. Thank you for joining me. Cars 2 sucked. I don't know what type of powder they was on for Cars 2. I didn't sign up for that. I don't even know if Cars. The people who are making it probably didn't know what the hell they were doing either. Making Mater the main focus. You never make comedy like a comic relief should never be the main character. It rarely works. Most of the time it will fail, crash and burn. They're called relief for a reason. You'll become just too hopped up on them comedy wise. You say, where's the relief from the comedy? Because it's just, I need some sort of level headedness, which you can't exhibit. This is why you had shows like Planet Sheen that no one asked for, the Patrick Show that I'm surprised is still a thing. It's like you're funny and all, Patrick, but in doses. Being the center focus for a whole series, it's like I lose brain cells looking at something like that. Yeah, Planet Sheen didn't even. I would have been more interested in looking at something about Carl than Sheen, and that's something. And I don't want either of those. But if I had to choose, I was like, okay, maybe Carl, because Sheen sometimes it'll just be too extra. Look at that, such so beautiful the way this is laid out. I have to build Oxford University, but where to place it?
Yeah, these memes are hilarious, man. The One Piece community right now.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Where's that other place I wanted to make a? Where is it? Ugh, I need production fast. Why did this go up? -10. Xavier de God, thank you again for the donation. What do you think happens if MJ and Kobe are drafted number one? Well, in both cases, I can understand why they weren't. Not a lot of people even mention Jordan being it. I think your average person who knows of basketball, from casual to even lesser than casual, probably thinks Jordan was drafted number one. They wouldn't know about Hakeem and all that, and just the time period of saying, "Oh yeah, we want the a taller player." So it's an understandable draft decision. In Kobe's case, understandable in him being the age that he was. And you've got others. This it's like it makes some sense because it's just the league was just far different now. If you were to repeat that same draft today, and let's say Jordan and Kobe didn't exist then, and they're coming into the NBA in the next few years, they would almost certainly be drafted number one each and every single time. Kobe, especially, they would look at his age and they would salivate and say that, oh, look, we could get him on a contract and we got him for all the upside that he's showing and stuff. And since players now don't really stay in college for anything longer than just a year, just one and done, I wouldn't be surprised if that would actually hurt Jordan's draft stock somewhat now if he were to be replicate the same process that he did then, but now they'd be like, well, he was in college a little bit too long, which means he's a little bit older. We like to have players signed and part of the franchise at like 19 at the latest. Yeah, they couldn't have predicted what they would turn out to be. It wasn't a Jordan had massive amounts of interest prior into getting into just seeing what he could do. You had those saying draft him at center. That's how good he is. But it wasn't in the same way that I'd say like a LeBron was and all that. But the only reason I think LeBron got the amount of hype that he gets and others that have come after LeBron is just because how much the league has been changed by a Jordan and Magic and Larry bringing the league to new heights. Where if you don't have those three players, you don't have people vying for a LeBron type of person the same way that it was now. Now it's every few couple years there's a new draft that everybody goes crazy about a certain player. They're like, oh, so and so could be the next this, so and so could be the next that, and so I don't really fault Jordan getting drafted third necessarily. The time was far different, and the type of player that he was in a league dominated by centers, and centers seeing being seen as the winning mold. There wasn't really room for evolution until it
Hello?
happens.
Hello?
So I almost had a stroke there trying to pronounce that. I don't know what happened. So it just has to happen first, and then it sets the precedent. Similar to how you can look at Steph Curry, nobody knew, even less so. If you could somewhat question it with Kobe and Jordan, You can question it to the 10th degree with Curry. Nobody knew exactly, except those that saw something and just whatever with Curry. Now, because he set the precedent, he dictated the mold going forward. You'll now have plenty of teams looking at somebody shooting circus like coming out of school and not look at them like they crazy and say he could be the next Curry. Let me go and get him. And Curry wasn't even Curry the first few years. Took him years to get to what he was doing. He had to deal with injury and all that.
My God, this guy's name is Search and Destroy Your Mom.
Do you think draft hype actually makes it harder for players to succeed? Yeah, yeah, I do think that. Lifestyle and stuff like that too. There's just so much that's afforded to a draft prospect now that because of the culture being what it is, it's just, I believe, a lot harder to have success out the gate and the mentality needing to be what it needs to be. Where you have Wembenyama, who he comes from a very well-to-do family, but he's obsessed with his craft. He is making it a point to get as good as he can possibly be. To just know that you have the physicals and the gifts genetically to be potentially the greatest player of all time and being told by people you can be and having the work mentality behind it is, yeah, but think about how things are now compared to being drafted in the 80s and 90s. A lot of these people come into the league rich. They come into the league making a ton of money. So the incentive to go that extra mile to maintain Mamba mentality by their surroundings, I think, is impacted. You may not work as hard because you've been given the world already. Just a moment. I have returned.
Hmm.
I meant if MJ went to the Rockets and Kobe went to 76ers, would it be worse or better for their careers? Went to the Rockets and Kobe went to the 76ers. Uh, well, yeah, I think it would be worse for the both of them. It's not like Jordan went into a pretty garbage situation, but the personnel who are in charge there, it's always about who's leading the team and their vision for it. If you got a garbage team, but you have people at the top who are saying, we're going to do something of worth, or we're planning to do this and that, you say, okay, they're waiting for the right opportunity, the right player to come along. Oh, look, Jordan, he's that right player. Now let's get everything sorted out, which they did in a couple of years. I don't think those two franchises had people of the same, being a Jerry Reinsdorf and Jerry Krause, and I don't think they had capable the same way, or just so it can impact their careers more negatively. I'd still think they'd be NBA champions. They probably just wouldn't have as many rings, because if you have a stagnant type of front office that would, it's like they just rather just rest on their laurels, than by default you're just not going to be as successful as you could be, I think. Similar to what LeBron kind of had, because they him getting drafted into a situation that he was in, it makes for a good storybook type of tale. But that front office didn't move heaven and earth and do what they needed to do properly. I don't fault him in leaving, but the way in which he left again, I'd say is like just it's just the way that he left, and then afterwards and some stuff. So players don't need to do as much to earn generational wealth. Yeah. Have you watched Red Blue Lock? No, I have not.
This guy hasn't watched anything.
You ain't watched nothing either.
Yeah,
Peter Hausen, Kamish, watches anime. Yes, yes, I have an anime channel that I haven't been
he doesn't watch
doing
anime.
enough
I
on
put him
there.
on.
I was on way before you. I came out the womb already on.
I came out the womb before you.
I helped this man that you hear in here. I held his hand with One Piece.
Uh,
He
okay.
he was like, it's too many episodes. I don't know.
That
I
doesn't
don't
even sound
have
like me.
I don't have the gumption. And I said, worry not, my son.
My son, I'm older than
I
you.
I reached out my hand and I said, join me on the seas, join me on the Grand Line, and look at the man he is today. You're welcome. If Kobe started Space Jam 2 and Creative Control, would have won an Oscar. Hell yeah! I need to make a video with that. That video has been. I probably deleted the original one. I've been meaning to make a video about how Space Jam 2 could have been. That movie
What?
had the makings to be successful. There were so many things that could have been done, but you have fools in charge, and you have a bunch of shills and soulless, vacuous suits.
I
Curry
just
should
realized
have
something.
been in there, or what?
For your channel, why don't you do what if videos, what if scenarios of like different seasons or whatever?
Because a lot of people do that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Well,
Not saying that
you
I
could give it a
wouldn't do
try.
it ever. I wouldn't. It's not something I wouldn't never do. It's just finding the right type of scenario too and all that. But then it's
Start with
sometimes
the
I just
Pistons.
yeah. But it depends too. It's like sometimes the have to. I'm particular about it. If I've seen something that's too close to that scenario, or if it's been done already, then I say okay, I have to change it and do whatever.
Oh, come on, nobody did the Pistons. Nobody talks about the Pistons.
Yeah, a lot. There's a lot of people. See, you don't know enough ball. There's been all types of scenarios, and they've been all like the. If you paid attention to NBA YouTube 10 years ago to maybe 8 years ago, there's some content creators now that got millions of views because they were the first to cover a certain subject. They're like, how good was Wilt Chamberlain actually back then? How good was Bill Russell actually back then? There wasn't really anywhere to go for that type of video. So those videos did extremely well. If you do that same video today, you won't get people watching it the same way because we've seen that too many times. What if so and so got traded? What if the Pistons? Like we've seen those before. It's like the whole like with everything else, it's become so oversaturated that there's just been a lot of different topics covered. You'd have to cover it in a unique way and all that. I'd have to think about it. The Rick and Morty cameo was hilarious. That was one of two good moments in that whole movie. Again, Curry should have been in the movie. He should have been paired alongside of LeBron. If you can't get Curry to be in the movie, and I think he was asked, I do remember seeing something about him being asked, and then his schedule and all that conflicted with filming, so he ended up not doing it. I would have, if I'm LeBron, told them this movie can wait until he becomes free because he needs to be in here. The jokes write themselves. He shoots like a cartoon character in real life. It writes itself. He could have been shooting planets into black holes or something. He could have been over here shoot a ball from one side of the galaxy and it goes into another galaxy. It writes itself. No, we don't do that. Then you call it Space Jam, but there's no space in it. What's the point of calling it that? It's just digital jam. You're in some sort of server. There's no lore that's kept from the first movie. Looney Tunes or Toontown and all that was a real place in the first Space Jam. So now it's not. It's all we put all the other WB characters. It's like WB used that movie to flex all their properties too. They had that section of them going to different places and all that. They had Superman and all that. So it's like I don't need all of that. That's a bunch of noise. It has nothing to do with this. That style points crap, garbage. The writing, not good. The villain, uninteresting. Just not a good movie. The title, trash. A new legacy. It's so self-important, like that, like what Peter said. It insists upon itself. Hey guys, look, I'm the newer, hipper, and cooler thing of the thing you grew up on. This is something new to grow up on. I feel so bad for kids growing up on trash. Imagine growing up in this day and age in the 2020s on Space Jam, A New Legacy, and then becoming a young adult and saying, oh yeah, this movie was my childhood. Your childhood is filth. Throw that whole thing in the garbage. That Michael B. Jordan joke, it pissed me off more than it did anything because the chances of you getting Steph Curry were way higher than you getting Jordan, because I know Jordan can't be bothered to really do anything for anybody or show up or doing it. He's just a super recluse. I wonder if they even asked him. I don't know if he'd be bothered with it. I don't know. But these should have came. I mean, I don't know. Formulate a plan. You needed a director and producers with a vision. You know what they should have done? When I make the video, this is all just sneak peek from when I actually make the full on video. This is what they could have done. They have something where the villain isn't an algorithm. That's stupid. Throw that in the garbage. Have injuries or something personified that, but in a character. And then have that character be a person who ruins basketball because players get injured and this, that, and other, some type of thing. How he gets created and all that is whatever. And then he goes and affects a bunch of different people playing sports and all that. And then he maybe assembles a whole injury-like team of evildoers or whatever. And then you have Looney Tunes get someone in there, or have something similar to that. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. Have Looney Tunes placed in a problem or predicament the same way they did in the original one, but then have them go around and they go and ask Jordan for help, not realizing how much time has passed. And then he says, yeah, I'm kind of too old to help and stuff. And then, but I know someone who can help you. And then he goes and says, get LeBron. So then they get LeBron. LeBron gets Curry. You get a couple other NBA players if necessary too. Not just having these little one note performances that they had in there, where they had like Anthony Davis voice a character who barely talked, Clay Thompson voice someone like no, make it a full on affair. And it should have been called Galaxy Jam or something, not no a new legacy. Just reeks of entitlement. Like LeBron himself. Maybe it was called that way just because of that. And you know the worst thing that movie did, which is inexcusable, among all the, because all those other things, those are changes to just make the plot better and make it far more digestible. Not showing basketball in a basketball movie. Think about how much basketball you saw in that movie. Barely any. Did you see LeBron do anything, dribble moves and all that? No. He played trash. Technically, if you look at the last basketball game, he didn't do anything worth talking about. There was nothing that you could be like, oh, yeah, he's a basketball player. I get to see LeBron do what he does best, but in a cartoon format. He didn't do anything. Terrible direction. We got to see Jordan play basketball in the original. He actually did things basketball wise. He had to warm up because he was rusty. And I loved how the movie had attention to detail based upon reality. It wasn't just making things up. It's like you've been retired, which also makes sense as to why the Monstars stole current players' talents, because they're looking at who's the best in the NBA, took his talents, and they wouldn't go after Jordan because he's not in the NBA, which then led the bad guy saying, who the hell is this? This doing all this bull crap. He's oh, he's a baseball player. He's like, he looks like a basketball player to me. Yeah, a retired basketball player. It makes sense why he got spared from having his talents taken. Say all of these things here, they don't think about it. It's just money to them. We got to get the LeBron Fortnite skin to come out the same time as this. We got to get this and that. It's all they care about. I don't care about the plot itself. Hey, Kamish, what players would you want to see in Space Jam 3? Space Jam 3 shouldn't even be a sentence. Don't do that. That's enough. No more. I don't ever want to see it again. Because then it'll turn into this thing where whoever's the top player, let's just give them a Space Jam. No, get rid of that. It ends now. It ends with 2. If I could erase 2 from existence, I would. Get it out of here. That's enough. Make something else. The original Space Jam was made by people who love Looney Tunes. The sequel was made by people who love money. Yeah, that about sums it up. You know, that guy, Wes Marinan. Hola, commish, greetings from Spain. Oh, thank you, thank you. Hello to you as well. Greetings from Michigan. Space Jam 3 is Wemby returning to his home planet. Ha! If there is a third one, I don't want it. I don't co-sign it. I don't ask for it. But if there's a third one, I would imagine he would be the player. Kobe didn't do Space Jam because he didn't want to take over MJ's legacy. See, yeah, because he has humility. He said, "It's not. That's not mine. That's not." People know when to stop. Others, like a LeBron, they just look at marketing opportunities and I remember when they talked about LeBron going to LA, they said it's not just because it's a storied franchise, but also because of the lucrative business opportunities there, Hollywood wise and all that. He could consolidate a lot of different operations that he does. And look at when he joined the Lakers to now. What production wise has he done outside of the shop, which in and of itself is just a place for people to go into an echo chamber that they don't really disagree with each other on there. It's just rich player, which player, everybody agreeing with each other. It's not, it's just like whatever. The format of it, I think, is cool. Like they getting a haircut and stuff in there, but there's nothing that goes on there that's worth mentioning. It's just everybody agreeing and laughing with each other. It's nothing that's something you leave like, oh wow, you remember that episode? It's like it's putting some people up in the chair that shouldn't be there. Like there needs to like don't invite certain people on that you don't have a career. Get out of here. Get off the show. We don't take you seriously. Thoughts on the Pistons? Oh yeah, I mentioned them earlier. Yep, they're top of the East, and I believe they have the bet. Like it's both them and they're the only. It's the Pistons and the Thunder are the only two teams with double-digit wins. I cannot believe that. It's like living in a fairy tale, a world, an early Christmas miracle. More of a reason why our coach should have won Coach of the Year because he takes a team that was the worst of all time and they go to the playoffs the very next year. That's never happened before, but does he get it? No. Give it to Kenny Atkinson. Well, yeah, he's a great coach, really great coach. But what did that do for you guys and getting bounced in the first round of Cavaliers? Didn't do shit. Yes, Pistons lost in first round too, but look at the degree of difficulty it took in getting to the playoffs for the Pistons as opposed to the Cavaliers. Look at where they were and where they got. And it's not even just because, oh, that's my team, that's my city, and this, that. It's just looking at what's the more impressive thing. Oh, sorry, yeah, second round, sorry. Still, I'm gonna still say the degree of difficulty. Still, I cover the playoffs and make videos about the playoffs, and then I forget about the playoffs I covered. And the Platters, Bugs, Daffy go overseas. Don't see you talk enough about it, Josh. There'll be you could have a Disney exec catch wind of it or go and try to get the license from WB or maybe WB goes and hears it and then they go and make this like that. Leave it on the cutting room floor. Leave it as an idea in someone's head that doesn't come out. The section of having all the players try to get their talents back and that whole little sub arc too was also great. Saw them there going to therapy. You saw them talking to fortune tellers. They like what did we do? And then you see Barkley go and play against those kids in the neighborhood and get smoked. It's like you ain't Charles Barkley. Get this guy out of here. Like funny stuff. Soundtrack and everything far better than. I mean, yeah, but obvious things was standing against R. Kelly, but the song I Believe I Can Fly, that's a timeless classic. Shame it was him that made it, but still. The way it started too, the way it came on and how it ended, you have kid Jordan. talking about the things that he wants to do, and then you see him go up for that last thing. Then you see it cut back and forth to the real highlights. Then the slam, if you want to jam, like that beautiful opening, and then the ending too. When he go, I want to fly like an eagle, and then it freezes up there. That's a classic movie. That movie isn't amazing. It's not like the plot and all that isn't Oscar worthy, but that is a classic movie. If you love basketball, you would love that movie. And you also had Larry Bird in there. You had that movie shits. It absolutely stomps on this cash grab, a new disappointment. Draymond and Yosemite Sam would be too fun to watch. Yeah, him and Tasmanian Devil and them, like it's essentially the same person but in cartoon form. And Looney Tunes didn't even. It's like the tone of the movie wasn't even handled the same because they were enamored with Michael Jordan. They spent a good few minutes just glazing Jordan. You had everybody in town like, oh, is that Michael Jordan? Oh my, it's Air Jordan. It's this that. LeBron, they're all like, eh. If I was LeBron, I would feel some type of way. I look at the script. I was like, I need a could they glaze me a little bit more? This kind of disrespectful. They treat me like any old person. I don't even think they knew his name. They didn't even know of. It's like they know of him, but then they're just like, oh yeah, it's LeBron. And you had other movies like Mike. See, that's two Michael Jordan related movies that are classic. Bow Wow with the sneakers that make me like my. I used to literally think something like that, like a bunch of kids back then was thinking that what it and it made Nike sales go up even higher. It made Jordan shoes go up even higher than they already was. Because like I put the shoes on, I get Jordan skills. And then the lessons that it teach you in there, it's just a solid, good movie, both of those. LeBron could never, ever, absolutely not. He ain't got no vision. It's just business. He's too much of a diva. Oh no, not Civ 7. What do you mean? What is that supposed to mean? Who framed Roger Rabbit? That is the great. See, thank you for bringing it up. That is the single greatest cartoon realistic crossover ever made. The technology they had in there, it ages amazingly. The shadows and stuff back then when that was made, it's not like it was made all the way in the 60s and stuff, but just the cartoons having their shadows up against the wall whenever they walk or along the ground and how they interact with things and the comedy and just seeing all the characters. You couldn't have something like that. The fact that you had Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny in the same movie scene, you couldn't have that now. That's back then when things weren't so money driven. Every is just obsessing about corporate uh corporate gains and all of that. It's just too much copyright, so you'll never get something like that. Oh wow, Silent G. Did you say that at the same time as me, or you said it before me? Yeah, it is a great noir story too. That damn guy, the I forget the actor's name now, but he played the that used to actually be somewhat scary to me a little, and I saw him in the thing. He said, "Well, your brother was killed by a cartoon character." It's like that's different. And then he says that. Not just any tune. His eyes pop out, and you see his. I was like, oh no, oh no. Like, remember me, Eddie? When I killed your brother, I talked just like that. Oh, oh, bad dreams, bad dreams, demonic, maniacal. And he killed him in a cartoon way. He drops a safe on his head. Just real life, imagining that, despicable evil. And he does all of this for a freeway. Building a freeway? We crush heads for a freeway. We dip cartoon characters into dip for a freeway. He's killing his own kind with impunity. He villainous. I felt so bad for that shoe he put in there, that cartoon shoe. It's two layers of bad because you're a shoe, so you're a pair. There's another. You have a thing that looks just like you. You have a brother that looks just like you. You're a twin. And now, if someone wanted to wear you, it's like I'm forever without the other shoe. He just gets dipped and killed. That's like, damn, suffering too. You was screaming and all that. Like, ooh, mm-mm. The big sleep or the long goodbye or the killing. What do you know about that? What do you know about that? Oh, Silent G best. Oh yeah, Casablanca, Maltese Falcon. Oh my, oh. But I've seen you express your ball knowledge for a few streams now, Silent G. You see, he is a very cultured specimen. We'll always have Paris. Here's looking at you, kid. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, that's one of the greatest duos in cinema history. Oozing aura. Lauren Bacall, with the way she would look at him, she had them. She, that's someone that you propose time you meet her. Those bedroom type eyes things. She had this whole just arrest, and she see that's how you also write a strong character that's a woman, because she was just cool without even trying. It's like I ain't even got to do. I ain't even. I just walk into a room and it's my room. I don't need somebody saying she's so smart, isn't she? She's so tough, isn't she? It's like I know what I am. Jessica Rabbit. I don't know how Bugs pulled Jessica Rabbit. That used to piss me off when I was little. I was like, I'm funny too, and I can't do that. But how it was just straight up as he was like, how did you even get with the? She was like, oh, he makes me laugh. It's just straight to the point. But he's a rabbit. He's a rabbit. If only it were that easy. So you mean we'll date other species if they're funny enough? That what type of aura does he have? What type of game does Roger Rabbit even spit? And I'm guessing he was just so busy making jokes that she was the one that made the next move. He didn't do any of that. To hell with Roger Rabbit. He don't know what to do with none of that.
Were you into the rabbit?
What
What's the name?
rabbit? What? Who?
What's the name?
We don't even need to. They knew what they were doing with that. I'm not
Explain
to be blunt.
yourself. No, no, why
I'm
don't you explain yourself to your audience?
what's there to even explain? I'm sure people who are watching, they themselves were into it. We can't be blamed for what they drew. They knew what they were doing with her. I think you talking about Lola Bunny. They knew what they were doing with her, and then they nerfed her in Space Jam 2. Even though the best Lola Bunny is the Looney Tunes show, that was the best Lola Bunny. She had personality. It wasn't just like looks or something. But they nerfed the hell out of her. Yeah. Lauren Bacall was her. She knew exactly. She's exactly who she thinks she is. There's not too many there's not too many human beings you could look at. It's like, yeah, you are a main character. Who Day Nation. Commission, you have Doja Cat though. I mean, well, yeah, that goes without saying. I mean, we're talking about fictional characters though, and the fact that you have somebody that's in Doja, she rivals fictional characters. I mean, what more can even be said?
What the fuck is this conversation? Oh, cursing on the stream. Oops.
Well, it shouldn't matter.
Uh,
It's enough time into it.
what are
I
you
think
on?
you say that enough times though, they probably end up
Yeah,
yellowing.
yeah. What are you on
What are you
about?
who?
Like, what are you on about?
What about where have you been?
Just hearing you out of context is crazy right now.
Yeah, Lola Bunny is the only one who knew how to play basketball. But yeah, she had handles and stuff. She could actually ball. Everybody else, they only had Looney Tune whimsy to fall back on. Just cartoon shenanigans. Bugs himself was competent. He at least it's like he had the capacity to learn the game essentially. And I like how the way in which they won was just them relying more on the Looney Tunes aspect thing, but them telling Jordan, bro, this is Looney Tune land. Like you could do anything here. Like reality doesn't apply down here. Do you know how powerful that is? A Jordan that's aware of Looney Tunes type of thing, like his base. Because up until that point, he was just base Jordan. Imagine if they had told him that at the beginning of the game. Monstars would have got swept. You'd have to power scale Jordan. He's like, oh, you should have told me that in the beginning. I would have been stretching and doing all that. He wouldn't have never touched the ground if they had told him and emphasized, like, yeah, this is Looney Tune land. MJ could have been dropping anvils on everybody. Yeah. He could have been doing that thing he did in the Larry Bird commercial. He shoot a ball, it bounce off 80 million different things and still go in if they had told him that in the beginning. Ultra Instinct Michael Jordan. Yeah, it should have told it would have been a walk, cakewalk. He could have 1v5 the Monstars. Couldn't do nothing with him. They had to cheat. That whole thing was a mule squad. All five of them were playing like Draymond Green. You saw what they was doing. You saw they was just foul city, flagrant, left and right, over and over and over. You couldn't go a frame of the scene without there being a flagrant. No ref in sight either. You had certain characters in pieces. Tweety Bird was in an iron lung. Why are they still in the game? Ron Artest, Draymond Green, Bill Laimbeer, like an all flagrant squad. That's what they were. Duffy Main, how are you doing? Yes, Commish does play Civ. Over 1,000 hours, 1,200 hours played. You forgot Rasheed Wallace. Yeah, but then he had a lot of technicals for some things like of course the infamous staring and all that and stuff like yeah he would I would put him on the thing too. He probably come off the bench because there was things that he it just wasn't to me as overtly disastrous or something like that. Embiid I would put on there too because he's done a lot of dirt. Could you teach people how to play this game? I have it. I just don't know how to play it correctly. Oh, yo, of course. Well, early on when you start, you're gonna want to just make 1 to 2 scouts to venture out, go around, because there's different huts and items and things that could boost your development of your settlement. And
Did someone say scout?
oh yeah, yeah, I did. Civ 7 worse than Hoop. What? Civ
Ah,
7 sucks. Is not good. Excuse me, sir.
ha! You gonna
The
take that?
the game. Absolutely not. He should be. You should be thrown out the game just for that. The game has gotten far better. Early on, I would agree. There's still much work to be done, though.
Bro, get your little Timmy self up and get downstairs. Mom got pizza.
I know she called and told me. Just floating kites. See you later. Have you seen every time Draymond talks it's Donkey Door? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he is funny. The funniest things is like and he has Jokic and it's like my brother, my brother. What? Why don't you put some socks on?
Why don't you put some socks on? Bye
I
bye.
already do.
Put a second pair.
Next thing you be getting sick and then we all get sick.
How can I get sick and I just got over a cold? Make it make sense.
You can still get another cold.
You could get another cold easily. What? Close that door.
The door was open.
What? Close it now.
Oh my god.
Close it better than that.
Teenagers. He's like Teenage Groot from Infinity War.
Hmm. Yes, this is my friend that you hear his voice. No
the
mercy.
soothing voice? Yeah.
No mercy. Face. 96.
Why are you saying my teenage PlayStation 3 account? It's been 15 years.
Or Arab Rocky.
Oh my god. Fuck, I hate you, dog. Here. Second curse. Last one.
Lions was gonna get right. Yeah, I have to. Gotta make video on Lions, how they've been with stuff. So see Detroit sports back, and the way that it's been back has been very a surreal experience to have been bad and to suck for so long. Multiple different teams, ass. It's funny how they all everybody seems to get on the same page of doing good or being relevant again. The Tigers, too.
Let's make this stream a bit interesting. Why don't we get into controversial topics, Dynamo?
Could be about
Hey, everybody, throw some controversial opinions. Throw controversial topics.
I know the basics of Civ. I played 6 and 5, but this is a different breed of Civ. Yeah, they go above.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, what you say?
No. It's your channel.
No.
They're not here for me.
Well, they go about things differently here with this, but it's not. There's particulars that are different here with unique districts, and there being things like happiness and influence is different. But I would say there's better tutorials than I can provide. You look them up on YouTube that they're able to go more in depth and all that. I know some people are watching probably and sign up for a Civ 7 tutorial. John Cena scammed Hawaii. John Cena. WWE is just they looking worse. There's some stuff that's about them that's worse than some of the things I complain about the NBA.
Kind of disappointed in the controversial opinions. I expected more. It's pretty tame.
People weren't saying enough or saying really anything. Okay.
Pretty tame.
The multiple
WNBA is better than boxing. Ooh.
Better than WNBA. I think there's a point.
There's something.
Yeah, there's something.
He's kind of cooking.
Yeah. Boxing full of a bunch of people. Yeah, they full of a bunch of people that just they don't competition and just the nature of it. If you're number one, you don't face number two. You'll face number 9 or number 10.
Somebody said Triple H was only good based off of factions he's been a part of.
Yeah. Triple H himself, he's clearly a Hall of Famer, and he's clearly like but he got put into positions because of circumstance. And he rose to the occasion, because when Stone Cold left, somebody needed to be a heel, and you had Rock was still there. So Triple H was an amazing heel. I'd say Triple H is in top 5 heels of all time. But in terms of talent and what attracts people, that box office undeniable thing, Triple H to me was never that. He was never on The Rock's level. He was never on Stone Cold's level, Undertaker's level, Shawn Michaels' level. Yeah, you got great entrance music though. You got that Triple H been riding Shawn Michaels' coattails and married the boss's daughter. Let's be real. Who was Bret Hart. He hates Triple H almost as much as he hates Goldberg. He just says I don't respect Triple H in the ring or out the ring. He brought up the same things that he just said, like with Stephanie, is like he looks into this. He never had respect for people. He's this and that. But Bret Hart has just been sounding just bitter. It's like every time you see him, he complaining about people, just mad with stuff. Even if he's right, people's like, do you have anything nice to say? Every time we see you, you bringing somebody down. Thoughts on Doja Cat went on a since deleted Threads rampage calling out her fan base after they began referring to themselves as kittens again, or the time that she did it before? Because I remember she was saying that before.
The Logan Paul is better than half the WWE roster is unfortunately true, even though I don't like him. No, think about it. Come on. Even you admitted that, like, you saw him.
Yeah, he's definitely got the talent to be there. Like he's got some great talent wise, but
even heel energy.
It's like he's a real world heel. It's like people don't even like seeing him. He's just an annoyance. People boo him. They're booing Logan Paul in real life. Yeah. Like I don't give you credit. The audience doesn't fucks with you on principle, just coming in there. It's not like your character and what you do here on WWE we despise. We're supposed to hate you because that's kayfabe. We do not like you. You are not good here. You're not good anywhere. So his boos aren't even because of the job he's doing. They just don't like him. I find just communing with him, WWE should be ashamed of themselves. Putting that Prime logo there and all that. It's nothing but a bunch of
That's pretty bad.
logos, merchandise thing, just not good. And I'm tired of them putting him in positions he shouldn't be in. Like he's been getting put, like Logan Paul has been pushed. There's other wrestlers who haven't been pushed and given the same limelight as Logan Paul. Like they go and disrespect the hell out of LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and all that, but you got nerve to put Logan Paul up here in promos with John Cena and all that. Who asked for that? Who even is he that we should care?
Remember Travis Scott?
Travis Scott, at least people was just getting mad with him because it's like, why are you here? It's like we want to see this, and here you are. Logan Paul, they just hate him. And Logan Paul, he's his usage in WWE is extremely limited anyway because of how much he's despised and hated. He could never be a baby face. He just has to be a heel, like default base form heel. Because no one likes anything about you. Not even getting into all that crypto zoo nonsense and stuff, and you do business with somebody
Crypto Zoo.
like that. America has a real life emu at the top, and it's not Trump. I could see that. That's scary to think about, but yeah, I too have thought about how there's Gorosei in real life.
But
We
do y'all
just
think
don't
it's
know about them.
America though, or is it like multiple countries, or like the world has an emu, or something like that?
Yeah, I could see that. We talked about that. Very
Like the
scary thought.
West, or like all of the world.
Yeah, I see that. The Rothschild family is one that people they always
Uh-oh.
bring up.
I don't
Just
think
like
that's
to
something you want on YouTube.
forget about them. Jay Electronica can talk about them. He could date one of them too.
I was about to say, didn't he date one of them?
Yeah, that those companies like BlackRock, like they got ties to the people that's like the movers behind the real richest people on earth will never show up on Forbes list, even though with Elon Musk think the just seeing in letters and descriptions and numbers a human being worth $400 billion is disgusting. If there were individuals who would be worth something like that, like it'd be some if it was like, okay, yeah, the Steve Jobs and some people you could, but even they shouldn't have been worth as much as they were sometimes. Or it's like, but I can make an argument for them. Elon Musk, you don't do shit.
But X,
Terrible name. I hate that name.
Grok.
My stomach growling. Shut up.
Mind you, I like Grok, but the name is terrible.
People rely on Grok for too much. People they've become another bad thing with AI. The ability to discern and critically think has gone down even lower than it already is. There will be people that look at a picture and they make a tweet on Twitter and they say so and so has just accomplished this, and there'll be people that say, Grok, who is this? What do you mean, who is this? He just told you, you dumbass. Asking Grok for any old thing. Grok, why is the sky, what color is the sky? What a waste. And then isn't that burning through different resources using AI, anything? You using AI for bullshit questions like that?
What kind of resources?
Something having to do with, I think, clean water.
Really?
I think a AI was something.
What the
I
hell?
think with that. They doing that. Then they got like K-pop demon hunters. They making all this AI stuff of them being pregnant and all that. It's like you are wasting water with bullshit.
Yeah, this guy said Grok played Despacito.
See, look at that. Look how much water. Don't do that. Don't ask him to play nothing. You get up and play it yourself. Imagine removing 2 rings from a player's legacy.
Somebody said Skibidi Toilet. Grok play Skibidi Toilet.
It's garbage.
I'm gonna say that to Grok in a few minutes. I just want to see what it says.
Uh,
Yeah, let me open this. Where's Grok?
don't talk to that. The those oil people have
Hey,
way more money than we say.
Hey.
Yeah.
hey Grok, Skibidi Toilet.
Oh, that old chestnut? I refuse to dignify it with a response.
Oh!
It's getting ignored by Grok. That's what you get.
Damn!
Hot take. Enough time has passed. Jokic, Shaq. You know Shaq. He feels some type of way about how was it. I've seen him a year. It may be a few years now where he mentioned he's like, oh, maybe I should have tried more, done this and that. The fact that Shaq doesn't have 3 MVPs should show you what he didn't do. But Shaq was just so talented that he could goof off and be in movies and make rap albums and do all this. But if he was just like what Kobe said, if he was as obsessed about the game as Kobe was, Shaq would be greatest of all time. But Shaq, there's no reason why Shaq should have just 1 MVP. I do think things were probably like voting wise and stuff was just skewed because they were both on the same team. But there's no reason why Kobe should only have 1 MVP. That one, I think that one is more about I can see politics more. Shaq, I think, is what he didn't do, his consistency and being out of shape and all that. Someone said, bruh, dude got snubbed by Grok.
I mean, it's true, he's right.
Yeah, Shaq hates Jokic so much he started praising Wemby for once. He's like, yeah, I gotta defend my the guy who's supposedly passing me his competition to shore up my own position. Steve Nash took 2 of Kobe's MVPs. Yeah, they didn't much like Kobe too. I think media wise and stuff, so that played a role as well. And we saw something not exactly the same, but just how Iguodala can get Finals MVP and Curry didn't. You got to make up reasons being Iguodala his defense on LeBron, which amounted to LeBron scoring 4 points less. But in general, you give it to him just based off of that. I don't know what the hell went on with that Finals MVP thing. I don't get that. Shaq described Nash as an annoying little gnat. Damn stomach, shut up. What are you growling for?
Hungry?
just being annoying. I think Kobe was snubbed, but Kobe didn't help himself with controversies and Ripper being a horrible teammate. Yeah. Get a slice. What the hell? What?
A lace? A
Get
slice?
a slice of
Hey,
pizza and
y'all
eat
got a
on
slice of
stream.
pizza for this guy?
Oh,
Kind of hungry, huh?
mouth is betraying me. I don't like eating while I'm on the mic, especially probably like it was on a stream thing. And I also I don't like using napkins. I just get up and wash my hands because I just think of using napkins is kind of, especially if you eating something that's, let's say if you're eating pancakes and you get some syrup on your hands or just something that's sticky, and using napkins, highly irritating. It disrupts the cells of my body, especially when it's something sticky. Now, something that involves grease, if you're eating chicken or pizza, using napkins, okay, fine. But then if it's sticky, I'm immediately getting up and washing my hands. I ain't about to use to have the napkins stick on me and then, nah. Yeah,
This
wet
guy's
wipes
right.
will be good. If I had wet wipes, it'd be
This guy's
there.
right. You should do a mukbang stream.
I don't even know what that is.
You've never seen that where people like just go in front of a camera and eat?
Find something to do that
It's very
isn't
popular.
that.
People love watching that.
I don't know why.
Like millions and millions of views.
Why?
You just watch someone eat. That's all it is.
Why don't you go eat? That's so stupid. They have such bullshit now. Like that makes no sense. Imagine you go somewhere, you go out with friends, or you got a friend of a friend who's like, oh hi, my name is blah 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 or something. It's like, oh, I'm a mukbang creator. I
That's
eat
literally
in
what it
front of
is.
people. Trash.
I know people that when they eat, they turn on a mukbang just so that they have someone eating with them.
What
Or
losers?
they watch mukbang to get themselves hungry.
Losers. Sad, pathetic people. You need another man? You need to see another man eat to get hungry?